This platform is a nightmare among nightmares. It actually is so freaking sad that I am getting completely used to having to restart the stream multiple times just to get technical issues resolved or to avoid some like viewer limit or something. Like eventually it usually works itself out, but it is so sad that there is so much effort required at this point. Hi, Autumn. Welcome back. That's why I titled the stream hashtag YouTube is over party 2. That's why that's part of the title anyway. Because maybe we can complain a little bit. Hypothetical, if you were a high school teacher and I was wearing a shirt that was kind of the opposite side of your political party, what would you do? Would you give me bad grades or not care? Well, in most schools, you're not allowed to wear political merch for exactly this reason. But, or at least that was the way it was when I was in school. Maybe it's changed now. But no, I would not give a student bad grades merely because they've got the wrong political opinions. I would just hope that my influence would eventually teach them better. What happened? What do you mean? What do you mean? You can wear hats, but I don't know about shirts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Been a long time. Been a long time for me. Ain't been to school in a long time. How much you want to bet hashtag YouTube is over party 2 is banned by YouTube systems? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet I've doomed the stream to irrelevancy just by putting that hashtag in the title? My history teacher called the Gulf of America Gulf of Mexico. I don't know if that's fine. They might have to at this point. Like, a Trump acolyte runs the Department of Education, so maybe an order came down from on high. Hey, this is now the Gulf of America. Haircuts from Ohio? That is such a Zoomer thing to say. That is such a Gen Alpha thing to say. Pass that shit. This is an old lady pipe. This doesn't have anything you want in it. Skedaddle. Run and play. And if I see you smoking that shit you smoke up by the road again, I'll tan your hide. Need to smoke that out behind the shed. That way ain't nobody sees you or smells you driving by. Did I grow up around some Southern grandmas or what? It's ma'am, bro. I know that there are lots of trans people that are easily offended, but I'm not counted amongst their number, okay? And I actually advocate for us to continue not being offended. Genuinely, fellow trans chicks especially, the best thing you can do for this current hedge of as a hedge against this current wave of anti-trans violence and stuff like that, and the hatred that gets spread on things like public freakout and stuff like that. Like the best hedge against that, excuse me, is just being ineffable. You have to master the ability to not care. Honestly, like a lot of people won't even keep engaging if you don't engage with them that first time. Like rolling your eyes is a very effective tactic. Rolling your eyes and flipping somebody off, like perfect. Will Byers would love you? Who the fuck is that? She also said, or whatever you want to call it. So, like, can I call it the Gulf of Poop? It makes no sense. Okay, well, she is definitely mad then. Yeah, I think that, like, in general, politics should be kept out of the classroom to the extent where I think teachers shouldn't be, like, talking about, like, their personal politics. But I think that politics have to be in the classroom from the perspective that politics are a fundamental part of history. So it's a difficult balance you have to walk there. And I do think a teacher should be able to provide their perspective, but I think that there needs to I don't know, man. It's a difficult thing. I really don't like the idea of policing teachers and the way they teach. But I also know that if you don't do that, you end up with all kinds of crazies teaching all kinds of crazy stuff, you know? Religious fundamentalists teaching that the only true science is that which is in the Bible. Well, you shouldn't normalize it, but I feel like normalizing it, I don't know. I feel like giving them a reaction helps to normalize it. Because like the way the reaction is spun is always negative towards us. It's never like in our favor. I'm not saying you can't react at all, but if you are going to react, it needs to either be very like it needs to be cool and collected no matter what. But holy shit, look at that. A member sign up. Thank you so much, Lady Ray. With that, we are one member closer to that goal. Remember, 47 or no, 45. 45 more members, and we will finally unlock the Religious Ode. 6 hours of religion-focused content where my atheist ass, who was raised in a Pentecostal Christian upbringing, discusses the like religious demagogues of the last 20 years, the relationship between right-wing evangelicism here in the United States, right-wing Wahhabism, and similar ideologies over the Middle East, and Zionism, as held by both Christians and Jewish people. We're going to be looking at the interrelationship between all of these things. We are 45 members away from that goal. We already funded the dono goal part of it, but now we need more members. Remember, you can gift memberships, and they will go to active participants of the channel. You are chill. I'm relentlessly chill. It is about time you joined up. It's about time everybody joins up. And another benefit of membership is that I see your chats more often. So really, there's no reason why you shouldn't sign up. It's super affordable. Just do it. Help us get to that goal. Gift some memberships. No voice training or hormones. I feel like I actually, like, I don't know. I haven't engaged in like a concerted effort of voice training, but I was talking about this yesterday and somebody was saying like, I don't know, it sounds like you've done some voice training to me. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't followed like a concerted regimen, but I definitely talk a little bit differently now than I did before I came out. So look at that. Fashion creator getting a gift membership. Look at that. Nice. Thank you for the gift membership. And with that, we are only 44 away from that goal. Look at us. Make sure to like the stream, by the way. Every single time you hit that like button, so then a chance to send the stream out to even more people, which increases the quality of your viewing pleasure by increasing the number of people who can engage in the chat. And that's what we're here to do. Your voice seems feminine to me. You sound just fine. Look at that. See? Look at all that positivity to defy the hatefulness coming out of some of the chatters. Do you ever want to stop smoking? I mean, weed, no. Tobacco, desperately. Desperately, yes. I do not want to spend my whole life addicted to tobacco for sure. Especially because I didn't pick up the habit till I was like 22. Fuck tobacco, I agree. Don't smoke, kids. It's bad for you. What you're doing is normalizing, and that is playing right into their hands. If you don't think they won't come after you, human rights, you're seriously mistaken. Are you talking to me, Destiny? I don't know, man. Like, you can scream at transphobes in public if you want to. I just don't think it makes for very good clips. Well, like I said, Destiny, you can scream at transphobes in public if you want to. I'm not holding a gun to your head. I can't. I just don't think it's, you know. If it's such an effective method of pushing the conversation forward, then why are we seeing an increase of anti-trans violence? Honestly, all I'm advocating for is the same exact tactic that, like, the biggest part of the civil rights movement for black liberation in the 1950s and 60s advocated for, which was this idea of being, like, very careful and calm and cool and collected about how you present yourself to the media and to the broader public, because you don't want to make an easy target out of yourself. You don't want to make yourself any sort of target for the rhetoric. And it sucks that it has to be that way, but I'm hard pressed to find a reason to defy that, like, basic example. Not completely. I think you should, like, still, like I said, like what I suggested, I think is like still a dismissal. It's still a rejection of their stupid bullshit, but it's not engaging them in this drama farming clip chimping bullshit that they're, like, universally to a person trying to do. Like, that is, like, 99% of the time when some person engages a trans person in, like, transphobia in public, it is to make some kind of, like, clip out of it. And, like, yeah, a lot of times, like, in the comments on Reddit, they'll be decried. But when that starts getting passed to other places and gets picked up by the news, it just doesn't lend well to the I don't know. I just don't think it plays well. Optically, I guess. Now, cis people yelling at transphobes is always a good look, but that's just like white people yelling at white racists, right? If you want to fight back, quote scripture to them. Literally, no Christian would verbally assault you. If they were for real, they might encourage you to truth, but not aggressively. Yeah, I mean, that is another strategy. There's lots of things you can do that don't produce the kinds of clips that these people are looking for, the kinds of reactions that they need to feel good about themselves. There's lots of things you can do that don't give them that satisfaction. And I just don't know why we should play into their hands like that. That's all. If you can get cis people to care, yeah. Like, I mean, if you are a cis ally to trans people and you see someone being transphobic in public, stand the fuck up for that trans person. Be a voice that can be clipped yelling at them without it being, like, used as, like, a weapon against an entire community of marginalized people. I've heard of white savior, but cis savior is brand new. Well, I knew this was going to be an unpopular take, but whatever, man. Luckily for me, lefties don't talk to each other anymore, so even if this like were to be clipped and go viral, ain't like I'm going to have to be held to account for it. Who's going to hold me to account? Paul? He'd probably agree with my ass. Who's going to hold me to account? TJ? Maybe. Who's going to hold me to account? Bosch? Hell no. Destiny? Hell no. Hassan? Hell no. Who's going to hold me to account? Not a goddamn soul on this platform. You sound extremely exhausting to be around. And do you think what Trump is doing is better than what Joe Biden did? No. I think it's worse, but that's just enshittification. I think Joe Biden was a continuation or perhaps even a worsening in certain ways of Trump-era policy, like especially when it comes to immigration and foreign policy. And Trump just took over Biden's administration and then worsened a bunch of shit. If the current trend continues, some Democrat will get into power in 2028 and continue fucking shit up, or allow Trump's enshittification to continue reigning supreme. Nothing ever gets better. Nothing ever happens. The world is doomed. America's cooked. America's barbecue chicken. You've heard it all before. I'm so glad you interviewed the entire world and got back to us on it. Thank you for giving me credit, because I've done that 20 times now and nobody ever gives me credit for it. Everybody remembers the interviews, but nobody remembers to give me credit in these chats. And I don't get seen by nearly enough people for my entire world polling to be seen by enough people. Do you agree with deportation? No. No, we need amnesty. Or at least we need a path to amnesty at the very least. But like amnesty is the basic idea. We have literally probably like a couple million people here that are regular working class people that work in tons of different jobs all throughout the economy that are in questionable states of documentation. We need to just give them an amnesty and a direct path to permanent residency and citizenship. Thank you for interviewing the whole damn shebang. Well, thank you, Inky Capel, for once again giving me credit. You probably have no idea why people get deported, do you? Well, if the fucking video that I keep seeing from every blue city in America is any, if that's any evidence to the facts, they're getting deported for being brown and in public at the wrong time. Like tons of people that do have documentation are getting rounded up and locked up and like released 6 weeks later or 8 weeks later after they've lost 2 months of income, after they've missed out 2 rent payments. I agree with you there. Congress is all fucked 100%. Why do you think trans men aren't as publicly acknowledged as trans women? Because trans women are the target of so much right-wing bigotry, honestly. Because we live in a patriarchal society, and therefore trans women are seen as like the deepest transgression possible against that, against the established hierarchy and like the hegemony of the patriarchy, basically, because trans women are women in every way besides our genitals, and that and our incapacity to bear children makes us fundamentally broken women in the eyes of a patriarchal society. And from that misogyny stems forth this obsession with trans women out of right-wing rhetoric. We are like a thing that bothers people that believe in that deep-seated traditionalism, we bother them on a deep, deep level. And trans men don't bother them as much because a lot of trans men that, like if you haven't had bottom surgery, you are not seen as a defective woman, like even though you might like have a lot of body hair and stuff like that, like there's a lot of misogyny that does bleed over into trans men, and obviously there's um trans misandry and shit like that. Um, but it is, in my opinion, a consequence of us living in a fundamentally patriarchal society. A dentist? Well, it's going to take more than $2 to get me there, so I hope you keep donating. By the way, with that $2, we are now down to, we are only $161 away from the 12-hour show, and we still need to get, 94 more members. It took me forever to think of that. I'm so sorry. Consider donating by a Cash App, by the way. That's down below, and that YouTube doesn't take a fee out of that, and I get to use it instantly, so it helps a tremendous amount if you donate via that way. Love the bowl cut. It's not a bowl cut. You can literally see it's not a bowl cut. Retarded. Have you ever gone to a local show? I've gone to tons of local shows. Not lately, but, Oh my God. What do you need the money for? To pay bills. This is how I make my living. That's why I give you content goals, so it's not just like throwing the money into an endless void. The more you donate, the closer we get to specific goals that I later produce for you guys on this very channel. Hitting some crystal? I don't want one of these. You kidding me? Ever had a real job? Oh man, the bitter comments from people that work shit jobs just never stop when you do this for a living. It fucking sucks. Before I did this, I worked for 10 fucking years at a variety of different jobs, all of them blue collar. Did you hear about Trump's signature being on the $100 bill? One of the, it's one of those things that's evil more by the tendency that it represents and less by the action itself. It's not like anyone's life is going to change in any way because Donald Trump's signature is on the fucking $100 bill. There's nothing that's going to happen because of that. There's going to be some libs that make some TikTok videos about it. There's going to be some libs that make some YouTube shorts about it. But nothing's going to fucking happen because he put his fucking stupid ass signature on the $100 bill. But it's a tendency that it represents. He wants to put his name on everything. He wants to leave his mark on everything. And this is just one more piece to that overall puzzle. It's one more thing that makes that explanation more plausible. That's why he doesn't care what happens in this Iran war. That's why he keeps doing this fake out, because of course he's bought by billionaire interests, so he wants to keep the markets going whoop, 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 whoop. But he also wants to leave his mark on history, which is why he doesn't want to pull out of the conflict. He wants to be sure that at the end of this, everybody knows Trump did it. He wants to be remembered as like a great man in history or something. And he's going to kill as many American service members and as many Iranian children as he needs to establish that reputation. And this is your sole source of income? Yeah. Look at me, right? Normally, we've got a lot more viewers. I'm surprised you still have a place to live without actually working a job. I guarantee this doesn't pay enough. Says the motherfucker with a random name in my YouTube chat and no profile picture. What would you know about it? Have you ever worked a job? I'm working my job right now. What problem you got with it? Does it piss you off when people hustle online? So who pulled out that dictator without starting another war? Venezuela didn't have nearly the amount of equipment that Iran has. Venezuela doesn't have nearly the amount of land that Iran has. Venezuela doesn't have nearly the amount of wealth that Iran has. I'll also note that nothing has changed in Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro may be out of power, but his vice president has taken over power, and they're now cooperating with us because we're holding their leader hostage. I would also cooperate with a superior power that had my leader hostage. Bootlicker? Who? Who are you even talking to? USA is a superpower and should act like one, so might makes right? Might makes right leaves the whole world weak. Leaves the whole world crippled. How much money do you make? Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? Yes, might makes right. Okay, so some country that doesn't feel that way, but is willing to use might when it comes to like oppressing some country that's oppressing its people, decides to start using diplomatic methods to extend its reach all over the globe. I can think of a country that's doing this right now, in fact. And eventually decides that because might makes right, and that's the philosophy that we follow, they decide to take us over with tanks, guns, missiles, planes, boats. They overwhelm us, destroy us in a moment, take over all of our government, and now we live under China. Because might makes right, right? And that's perfectly morally fine to you, right? Whom? Obviously China. You laugh, but the Belt and Road Initiative continues. The Belt and Road Initiatives continue, and China continues to expand its presence, continues to build big cities, continues to build big infrastructure projects, continues to leave America in the dust in terms of its renewable energy. China has no oil. China needs no oil. That's the thing about China. China's got enough of everything else. They can afford to import its oil. Plenty of countries happy to work with China. Chinese fucking tankers are one of the only tankers that have been getting through the Strait of Hormuz. You don't know very much about this conflict, do you? You don't know shit from Shinola, bro. Why are you in here talking to me like you know? At this point, almost every country mocks the US. 100% base to take. Yeah, literally. Pretty much every country. Even Iran manages to have a universal healthcare system. Deprived as they are. Depraved as they are. China's not dependent on oil. They use renewable energy. That's exactly the point I'm making, yeah. China can afford to import its oil because they are mostly reliant on renewables at this point. So you defend terrorists? Oh, okay. So saying that Iranian children have a right to not be blown up by American bombs is supporting terrorists? Gotcha. It's fine. You're allowed to not have a moral bone in your body here in America. You're still an American. Reprehensible as you are. Piece of shit though you may be, American you remain. I was reading the Bible, Phoebe, and it said not to argue with fools. What is your opinion about that? Well, if I don't think the Bible is right about the fundamental creative principles of the universe, what are the chances that I agree with its prescriptions about arguing with fools? No, I think that I think there's some truth to the verse. I can't remember it word for word, but it's like, don't tolerate a fool or don't hazard a fool or something like that. And I get the idea. It's like, don't waste your time with a total idiot that's just trying to waste your time and just trying to get a reaction out of you. It's kind of what I was talking about earlier, and I agree with it to that to that extent. But if you take fool to mean a stupid person, you have to argue with stupid people, especially if they're stupid by virtue of their being misinformed, which a lot of people are. Tons of people these days are like looked at like they're stupid just like because they were born stupid or something. Oh, you're born in a cornfield, so you must be stupid. No, they're stupid because the education system failed them. Their parents failed them. Don't judge the Bible if you never read or studied it, bro. I have literally read the Bible cover to cover twice. I grew up studying the Bible. Don't presume. It's a bad look. It immediately says after, go ahead and argue with them. They might learn. Funny book. Does it really? Does it really? That's fucking funny if it does. I don't remember off the top of my head because it's been a long time. But if it does, it wouldn't shock me a bit. You defend Iran? I defend Iran's right to not be bombed by American missiles and planes and shit like that. I defend Iran's right to have a populace that is safe in their homes. I defend the right of Iran's people to live safe lives of dignity and respect. And I think the best way that we can assure that is by normalizing relationships with their government and slowly instituting a number of different reforms and assistance programs that would enable us to enact some diplomatic levers over them that would cause them, that would force them to be more humanistic, that would force them to stop being such potent human rights violators. This homie is right. Thank you. Who killed Ron Jeremy? Hell if I know. His daddy touched him and his mommy didn't help. That's why he sits on his ass asking handouts from strangers. Bro. Okay, so it was my cousin, not my dad. And my mom is literally like, she's my hero. She is like the best thing that, like, I would not be here today if it were not for my mom. Like, she has, like, literally saved my life so many times from like the lessons she taught me growing up and the ability that she gave me to look out for myself and stuff like that. So you couldn't be farther off, but you know, everybody gets a few guesses in here. The undershirt goes crazy. Well, the undershirt is just a sweater. God bless your mother. My mom's a cool cat. She's been on this stream before, actually. It is a cute sweater. I do agree. How do we know they're truly disciples and not just some other shit? How do we know that the story of Christ is accurately relayed to us at all? That's the thing. It's a story. It's a myth. The chances that it's based on any reality are low. By the way, can someone tell me if the super chat button is still there? Are we age gated or something? It's still there on my end. Okay, then we're not age gated. It's fine then. You know what I want to know accurately? What's your favorite sandwich? I don't even know. Hamburgers, I guess. I'm a fat bitch. It's predictable. Burgers. Duh. Smash burgers specifically. Pickles, onion, cheese, mustard. If you got a burger sauce, that's fine. Bacon if you got it. Still there. Yay! Thank you. I appreciate it a ton. Glad to see it. Glad it didn't break. Glad it's not gone. I'm a cordon bleu trained chef, so I can do better than that. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you freaking could. I'm a simple girl of simple tastes, but I do like the finer things in life as well. It's just not usually what I go for, given the choice, you know. I'm 40. I remember when I was a teenager, told my mom I was an atheist, and it made her cry. Aw, dude, that's sad. My mom basically had to tell me that I could be an atheist when I was a kid because I was crying about religion being scary. And she told me, you know, like there are people that don't believe in God, and that's fine if that's how you feel. There are people that believe in radically different visions of Christianity that don't believe in hell at all. She told me about the religion she grew up in, which she described as pretty oppressive. But one of the cool things about it was that Jehovah's Witnesses didn't believe in hell. They believed hell was a grave. They're what are called annihilationists. And so, you know, she like saved me from my first existential crisis by letting me know that there were other ways to look at this theological conflict. You look like an old catcher's mitt? What does that even mean? I think I look beautiful personally. The creator can be different than what some say people God. Well, I know you believe in the demiurge, though. You don't believe in nothing these people believe in. You are an oddity among oddities. You're a fucking Gnostic, okay? You might as well be a member of the Knights Templar in terms of obscurity. You might as well be a fucking Freemason in terms of obscurity or something. Like, you might be straight up the only Gnostic that follows me, so. I like to party, I know. Or wait, no, Inky Capelli, I don't think you're the person I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Wasteland Games. What I like about you is that you're nice. I don't care what you like, whatever thing to say. I mean, I can be nice sometimes. I'm mean other times. It just depends on the tone people take with me, you know? There's plenty of people on YouTube who, oh yeah, I don't ever feel bullied by the troll mob. Normally, we're able to make some money off the troll mob, but for some reason, YouTube just ain't been pushing my shit like it used to. I gotta start making other shit and trying other algorithms, in other words. They always smoke weed and beg. Aww. Someone's sad. Someone's upset. Just a little angry. Just a little mad. Good morning. YouTube just wants everything to be as cringy as possible. Well, I'm pretty fucking cringy, so it should be recommending me to more people then. Those teeth are horrendous. Shut the fuck up. I bet you don't have a tooth in your head. Motherfucker fucking talking shit at me. Halfway through the sentence, their teeth fall out. Like, you're a fucking bitch. I fucking... I ain't got nothing against people with fucked up teeth, but why people gotta shit on me for my fucked up teeth? Hell, everybody in my family over 65 wears dentures. I ain't got nothing against people with fucked up teeth. But why people gotta have something against my fucked up teeth? At least mine are natural. At least they're all fucking still there. They might be stained up, crookedy, and British looking, but at least they're all still fucking there. No cavities either. Man, what is happening? I wonder if I set a goal on Cash App, if I could encourage donations to that platform. Or through that platform. You know what I mean. Your teeth are fine by me. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think they're that fucked up, honestly. I think it's mostly people's insecurities. That's why I made the joke about that motherfucker not having a tooth in their head. I know if somebody's paying extra close attention to my teeth, it's because something's fucked up with their own teeth. Motherfuckers with perfectly fine, healthy, natural teeth, don't be looking at other people's teeth for shit to criticize. YouTube is trying to silence you, Phoebe? Yeah, literally. I know. It is. And I'll be real, I don't know what to do about it, guys. Like, these vertical streams are obviously popping, and the titles used to be really effective, but they haven't really been effective in the last month, which indicates maybe I should just try something different. Like, I wonder what would happen if I just made, like, a stream with a totally random title. Netanyahu, what? Come on now. That's a little... flying a little close to the sun there, aren't we? Fucking Netanyahu, bro. Hashtag YouTube is over party 2, y'all. That's what it is. Hashtag YouTube is over party 2. They're trying to suppress us. They're trying to push us down. They're trying to drive fucking, like, what it is that they're trying to drive independent content creators with a bit of a potty mouth and a bit of a family unfriendly atmosphere to them off the platform so they can finally make this platform just another Netflix. I already see the writing on the wall, and I hate it because I feel like I might have gotten into this particular platform a bit too late to be able to do what I do. Sometimes I feel like I'm living on borrowed time. Um, Probably should start dual streaming on Twitch to start building up success over there, earnings over there. But um, there is an environment being created, I think, of like competitors to YouTube that are really just going to host all the content that YouTube and Twitch don't want to host anymore. And eventually people like me are going to have to go over there. It's going to have to be people like places like Kick and Rumble and or whatever other streaming platforms there are that allow, voices that have a more anti-authoritarian and out there kind of vibe to them. People that are like super political and stuff, people that curse sometimes. Eventually it's all going to be off of YouTube. Eventually you just won't be able to find this kind of content here anymore. And it's sad. It's genuinely depressing to think about because I like to think of YouTube as a place right now with a pretty healthy and lively variety of different types of content and different types of content creators. But they are desperately trying to make this platform into a place that is only functional for people that are making sanitized, family-friendly crap. For a second, I thought that guitar was real. It is. If somebody donates $10 or more, I'll play it. Consider donating on Cash App. Tell you what, if somebody donates, if we get $20 or more in Cash App donations, we'll bust out the guitar. We'll play 3 or 4 songs. It'll probably end up being more than that, honestly, but that will be the goal. If we get a $20 on Cash App donos, we will play the guitar. Sorry, y'all. I know that's gross. Wouldn't that be expensive and smelly? Yeah, that would be very expensive and smelly. Don't ship me your crap. Have you taken a DNA test? I have. Yeah, I'm like 99% just generic white person, and then like basically 0.5% Angolan and Congolese, and 0.5% like broadly Persian/Iranian. To the degree that I'm mostly European, I'm like mostly like British Irish with a little bit of influence from Italy, a little bit of influence from Spain, a little bit of influence from the like Northern Europe kind of regions. How's your day? Good. My day is good. So far, so good. I'll play the spoons goes good with a 3-string guitar. There's all sorts of guitar varieties. I've always wanted to learn how to play more. Well, I mean, ultimately, you can pretty much play any guitar variety or even a banjo or something like that if you just know how to play a fretted instrument. But I've never had one of those in my possession for long. The British heritage makes a lot of sense. A little funny, though. I want to make entertaining content for you guys, but the premise of this stream is that I sit here and react to a chat. And when I look at my chat and I see a couple of people trying to be supportive and make somewhat good comments and react to things going on as they're going on, but the rest of the chat is all just garbage, bullshit. It's like, ultimately, if you think about it, the best way to simplify this interaction is I am a human computer who produces content that people watch. And I do that using chat comments. And a basic principle in computing is garbage in, garbage out. When you guys feed me garbage, what comes out of my mouth is resultant garbage. And it's got no opportunity to get any better unless I exert extreme effort because I'm dealing with shit. So I'm begging you guys to say something constructive in my chat. Do you know how to edit? I do. I get frustrated editing and it takes me forever because I'm still learning, but I'm getting better at it every time I try. I just need to start doing it more. If you give me $20, I'll donate 15. Sorry, Inky Capel. Wish I could help. Out here hustling myself. I'd be willing to pay you to teach me. Do what now? Man, I guess we ain't got no mods in chat. Motherfucker trying to fucking me talking all this dark web shit. You think I was born yesterday, you little freak? Get off of mom's Wi-Fi and go to bed, kid. Pretty sure it's a school night. You know what? If YouTube's just gonna keep us in the fucking doldrums all night, then at least we can be in the doldrums with fucking subs. Whatever. I'm sick of dealing with people that are just trying to waste my time. So I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and hopefully when I get back, there's a few chats from people that have been around for a while. Sick to death of 20 IQ. Fucking 20 IQ mongoloids ruining everybody else's time by submitting actual nonsense instead of comments in the chat. The platform that I make content for hates me, hates me. The content platform I make content for hates me, hates me, hates me, hates me. Thank you, King Bugs, for the $10. That made me feel better. I do appreciate it. Oh, I'm so fucking... Can I be real with you guys? I'm mad. I'm genuinely pissed because I like doing this shit. I genuinely like doing this shit. And I can deal with all of the trolls in the world. There's been 1,000 people at once in here. And I was handling it fine. I was in my element. Your girl was fucking doing it. But now, YouTube is like, nah, bitch, I'm just gonna fucking keep you in nowhere's land. With 20 fucking viewers sitting around jerking off. Why? I'm monetized. You guys get 1/3 of my shit. What's the point? I flatly don't get it. Hi, King Bugs. Thank you. I appreciate the $10 a ton. I still get worried about how bad news media is gonna get in the future. Oh, dude. You think it's bad now. It ain't got anywhere yet. It's gonna keep on getting worse, man. It's just gonna keep on getting worse. Let's see here. So let me do some quick calculations too. We are now down to $152 away, I believe. I believe we're 152 away from the fucking 12-hour show. We're still like 95 members away. Like your vest. Plus, what's with the acoustic guitar in the back? You like folk punk? I do. Big fan of folk punk. Big fan of punk. Big fan of folk. Put them together, it's even better. Big fan of a lot of different genres and stuff, honestly. Have you ever volunteered at Food Pantry Phoebes? They always send me home with food. I have not, but I've always wanted to. I just, feel weird doing shit with religious people, but it might be the only avenue for doing that kind of work around here, honestly. Holy shit, thank you, King Bugs, for another $10. Now we're 140... Now we're 142 away from the goal. Look at that. Nice. Phoebe, I write for the school paper. Should I be afraid? Afraid of what? I hate YT allows weird bullying. This platform is ass. You know what? I agree. It's Harry Potter. I don't know if you're talking about me or if you're talking about the chat, but it bothers me that it allows that too. But honestly, the thing that bothers me most about YouTube is that I'm a monetized creator, and for whatever reason, it seems intent on keeping me in this like area of algorithmic low, where I'm just not exposed to that much viewership, and I'm just not getting that many people recommended my content, and it just sucks because I love doing this. I genuinely love doing content for you guys, but I can only do that as long as YouTube continues sending people my way. But thank you for the $5. I appreciate it a ton. I apologize. Didn't mean to make you mad. You didn't make me mad, Valventura. What do you mean? You didn't make me mad. You didn't do anything. I'd be willing to pay you to teach me. Oh, okay. I'm not good enough at editing to teach you, honestly. I would love to because it would be a great source of income. Happy to take your money, but unfortunately I can't do it in exchange for lessons. I'm just not a skilled enough editor myself. I don't even own like a professional video editing program or anything like that. I use InShot on my phone, I think. And I've also used YouTube's basic video editor for shorts, which is actually quite good at making shorts. I don't think their actual video editor is that useful. So I struggle making like video essays like to this day because I feel like all the editing software I've used has been shitty by virtue of it being like not I don't know how to put it, but I do have some recommendations of software that I'm supposed to look into and get into once I get into the editing phase of some video essays. I'm just not good enough at it to teach other people. And if I end up continuing on this path, I may have to soon cater to the illiteracy. Ever since I switched my major, I've had the displeasure of really knowing just how illiterate Americans are. Okay, yeah, well, here's the thing. Papers like yours are a great hedge against illiteracy because you can write about interesting topics that make it worthy to read about something in a paper. Holy shit, another $10 from King Bugs. Look at that. Fucking flexing in front of all you guys. Can we get some competitors hitting me up on Cash App? Can we get some competitors here in the Super Chats or gifting memberships? That's another thing you can do. Can we get some competitors to King Bugs? Can we get some competitors? Is there anybody else? Anybody else with a donation? Anybody else? Anybody else want to give some members? Gifted members. Gifted members are good. Gifted members are good. We're only 143 away. We're only 132 away. I'm sorry. $132 away from a 12-hour show. We're also 95 members away. Again, that's 95 members away. How long should I go on with that bit? You guys think it's annoying yet? Does it have Hype Train equivalent where your stream gets boosted if you get tips or members? I believe it does. I believe it actually does help the numbers when you're getting donations. I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure it does. Obviously, if the donation is made through YouTube, like if it's a gifted members, really, I should be pushing the gifted membership thing because that is the most powerful way. Because that is what we really need to get to fully fund these goals we've got. We're 45 members away, for example, from the religious ode, and we're 95 members away from the, well, rather 95 or 94, and 45 or 44. I think it's actually 44 and 94. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm still very much in the experimental stage of my channel, so I'm seeing what different models work, you know. I'm moving this outside so I can have a city. Nice. Nice. Oh, yes. Oh my god. I almost just flapped on screen for you guys. Autism moment. Real autism hours. Anyway, let me see here. Oh, no. Didn't expect that to happen. Oopsie. What are you doing, thing? Oh, piss. Oh, shit. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. My dumbass. I'm so retarded. I'm fucking stupid too. I do dumb shit and it fucks me up. And it gets right in my shoe. Phoebe the dumbass is a streamer on YouTube who makes cool jokes. Who makes cool jokes and drinks lots of cokes. I don't know. I can't make it go any further than that. Would you ever do a debate? I have, and I would. I kind of had a little bit, not exactly a debate, but I mean, I have a debate on this channel. It's my appearance on Modern Day Debate, except I was in a debate team on that, but you can watch that. And I also yesterday did a stream with a Russian gentleman who disagrees with us, me and Ignor, because it was me and my friend Ignor that were streaming together on this channel. That Russian fellow disagreed with us on quite a bit, and we disagreed there, but it really had the tone of a conversation more than it did a debate. I think my YouTuber ass was trying to make it a debate, but he was just relentlessly chill, and that disarmed the, you know, debate girl inside me. King Bugs getting us down to 122 funded towards the 12-hour show. This is beginning to look like a scarily possible goal. I mean, it's gonna happen at this point. The 12-hour show was a 2-week fucking goal. It was like and I wasn't even going to talk about it until after we reached the first one, but then we reached that one in one night. And I haven't really even given you guys the rundown of what the 12-hour show is going to have to be. I'm going to have to do that tomorrow night when we watch The Power of Nightmares together. My 1-year trans anniversary is coming up in June. Yay, Destiny! That's so cool. I'm smoking my green because tomorrow's made it. That's the way to do it, all right? But as a hedge, don't smoke all of it. Don't smoke all of it immediately. Leave yourself a little bit. Leave yourself some resin or a little bit of something, because payday might hit, but what if your plug doesn't hit you back up? What if the dispensary has to close? I mean, this war in Iran's pretty crazy. Iran might send over a drone that hits your dispensary. And then what are you going to do? Something to think about. So many people have told me I have a pretty smile despite my teeth, and that has genuinely helped me smile more. So I appreciate that out of you guys. I'm hungry, y'all. We had a leftovers night tonight, but I don't really think there's anything in the fridge that I'm remotely interested in. You know? I know that sounds horrible, but I don't think there's anything in there I'm even remotely interested in. And I live out in the boonies, and even the towns I live sort of near are still like so far away that it wouldn't justify trying to even if I had lots and lots of money right now, I could not justify door dashing because it would be so freaking far. And not only that, but even the towns that are near me, I don't think they would even have anything open this late at night. Ugh. It's one of the things that has to change. I bought a super chat. I don't know where it went. Josiah. How much was it, Hosiah or Josiah? I don't know how to pronounce your name properly. I'm sorry. 10, 20. $5. It didn't show up for me either. So I've had this happen before on another channel that I've super chatted to, and it didn't show up for the creator, and it didn't it took it out of my bank, but then it returned it like 5 days later. I don't know why it took so fucking long, but I really fucking hate that you tried to dono and it didn't go through. That makes me feel so bad. I'm sorry, friend. But yeah, it didn't update on my end either, so it happens sometimes. It's a YouTube glitch that we unfortunately have no control over, but that sucks deeply for those of us who have an audience supported channel. Fucking lame. Thank you for the flower. Hi Phoebe, you're up late. Yes, Chris, I am very up late. I'm up fucking late. I don't know what's wrong with me. I have a horrible sleep schedule at the best of times, but lately it has been, well, absurd. I need to just hard reset it by just staying all the way up, but it's so fucking hard. It's like, what do you do in that interstitial 8 hours between when you, like, when I get done with this stream and I finally go back inside, what do I do with the, 6 hours before, everybody else in the house is awake and I can start making noise? Like, I can do chores and shit. What do I do in that intervening time? I guess I could play some video games, but fuck. After a certain amount of time, I'm just gonna get sick. I wish I had a computer that was fast and modern enough to run Ark really well, because that was always a great time sink game. Of course, if I picked up Ark again now, I would 100% have to stream it to make it even remotely viable as a hobby. Even if you play in offline raid protection servers on Ark, it is a constant war of attrition against people who want to invade your base. And that's one of the things I like about it, though. I think it's one of the most realistic games in terms of, like, a multiplayer sandbox where there are real consequences, where you really do have to think shit out. I think it just really, it tickles an itch in me. I work today, so I should be going to bed soon, but then I saw you streaming. Ark is the devil. Dude, Ark is the devil. It's the fucking devil, dude. I have spent countless hours in that game, and what do I have to show for it? Nothing. No save files. Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. I don't even have those characters, so... this old friend I used to have named Lolly would always tell me, no matter what you lose in Ark, remember, you always have your Ingrams. And I always thought that that was really poignant. And we talked about one time how it applies to life too, like no matter how much you lose in life, no matter how much you go through in life, you always have that baseline knowledge. You always have whatever knowledge you've learned up to that point. And in Ark, it's the same way, but at the same time, it's an incredibly punishing game because you can at any time just get wiped off the map by some way powerful players. Unless you're part of a really big tribe or something that is able to secure themselves against that kind of thing. It's crazy. You ever played RuneScape? No. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing bad in life, but then I drop here now and then I realize I'm blessed. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're blessed. I feel pretty blessed myself. I get an ounce every month of the best sweet. I don't know about that, Destiny. I get some pretty good green, and I fucking smoked all over this country. Massachusetts has really good weed. California's got really good weed. Arizona, I'm not sure about. New Mexico's got good weed in places, but not everywhere. It's not really anything to write home about, to be honest. A lot of it's just like the leftovers from Colorado. Colorado's got dank ass shit, though. Colorado's got reliably dank shit. As far as Midwest states go, Missouri's actually got a really poppin' weed market. So does Illinois. They're both expensive, but if you can afford it, you can get some pretty potent weed in both of those states. Like I said, Massachusetts got a good weed market. NYC, but NYC also has some real garbage weed. You got to be careful when you're buying, dude, I don't want to talk shit, but you got to be careful when you're buying on the res up there. Because there's been two different experiences I've had where one experience is where you have the testing results, the latest of testing results and shit available there at the store, and they have a more generic label and shit, but you get to see the flower they're putting in there right in front of you, and you get to smell it and everything, and like I said, testing results and all that. And then there's you get to smell it, you get to see it, but the testing results aren't exactly accessible, and it kind of looks questionable, but they're really pushing you towards this lesser quality shit. Now, to be fair, I don't think it says anything about Native American people, because the person who did that to me was, as near as I could tell, a white person. But I hate that motherfuckers for suggesting and recommending a weed that I guarantee you that dude knew sucked. Just needed to get it out of the shop. Wanted to pass it off on a tourist that they knew was going to be driving out of state. King Bugs coming in with another 10 kick, getting us all the way up to $60 total dollars tonight. And according to my calculations, that means $60.99. That means starting off the night. So we are now $114 away from the 12-hour show. We will be covering some different content creators like Asmongold, Nick Fuentes, and Nick Shirley. We'll be talking about my own political background and how I came to the positions I have now, and some people I find fundamental to my politics. And we'll also have 2 hours of call-ins. It's going to be an extravaganza full of all kinds of stuff, and you can contribute to that either using Cash App, which you can find down below, or the Super Chat button like King Bugs has. Sorry, I've been lurking for a few weeks and just subbed because religious people piss me off. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm good. It's Harry Potter. Or it's Harry Otter. Yeah, I'm good. I'm awesome. I appreciate your kind comments. I like lurkers because you guys are the ones listening when it feels like there's not much going on in the chat and I'm just kind of speaking into the void. Like now, you know? Why/how have you traveled through so many states? For 2 years, I lived in a minivan, and I paid my way across those many states with that guitar behind me and my voice, busking on street corners and downtown areas, in Walmart parking lots, etc. And basically, that was how. Pretty cool life, pretty shitty life, complicated life. Tell you this much, I feel way more real having went through it than I feel like I did before. Hi, Dinga. No, Dagon. Dagon. Goofy ad name. Hi. Yeah, no, it was fun, but it was also like shitty at times. It just depends. It's all life is like that, but there are certain lifestyles that amplify it. Life is cyclical, and if you've got an illness that makes your mental condition cyclical as well, then that's exacerbated. But there are definitely lifestyles that abate it, and lifestyles that I think make it more likely that you'll be susceptible to the woes of up and down. The woes of up and down. Very scientific explanation. I'm sure you'll all agree. Not much of a vacation, it sounds like. No, I mean, it was not meant to be a vacation. I went into the woods because I wanted to live deliberately. Bought a minivan, took to the open road with my guitar and my voice, had a lot of experiences, saw a lot of shit, and I lived deliberately. Suddenly, the choices I made mattered in a direct, everyday way. suddenly it became so clear to me how many people make decisions every day that work against their interests but don't see it because the effects are so, I don't know how to put it, alienated from them. I don't know. It was a really fun time when it came to the amount of stuff that I got to see and the like feeling of being behind the wheel because I'm a person that loves to drive, and I especially loved driving my old van. It was a minivan, and it was just comfortable as hell, and the seats held up well to my fat ass, which was nice. And I genuinely loved driving, and I genuinely loved being able to see so many different things. And when I say seeing different things, I don't mean like the Grand Canyon. I never saw it. I didn't end up getting to see the Grand Canyon. I did drive through the Painted Desert. I drove close to the Grand Canyon, but I never got to see it itself. Um, I mean, a lot of really simple shit in a lot of cases. Like there's this mural I saw one time in Carrizosa, New Mexico, and on an abandoned gas station that's now been torn down to make room for a new gas station. It'd be lost forever if I hadn't gotten a picture of it. But um, there was this gas station that still exists with a parking lot that's still just the way it was. That has like a big expansive area for truck parking, but there's this one area of it that's not exactly the most convenient to get in and out of in a truck. And I would park over there sometimes overnight, and I think about the view I had from that gas station, the view of the mountains in the west towards the north, and the view of the wide open plains everywhere else around I looked. It was just so inimitable, magnificent, breathtaking. I don't even know how to put it. I've seen what the world looks like from on top of high cliffs, mountainsides, high bluffs, and I feel so deeply privileged for all of these things I've gotten to see. But you don't get to do any of that as a dirty kid without also dealing with the cops finding any reason they can to fuck with you. The reality that sometimes you'll just land in a town that just doesn't like your ass. The reality that sometimes the van's out of gas and you're getting kicked out of a place where you've only been able to jug a gallon worth. So you put that gallon in and you hope for the best. Hope that 20 miles is enough to get you to another service station where you can jug a little bit. You have to deal with the heat and humidity because you can't run the air conditioning all the time. You have to deal with the looks. And then you have to deal with the not understanding. And it's at its worst when you're living on the road. But then when you get off the road, when you settle on down, it becomes more remote, but also I think a bigger like driver of conflict because I don't know if that's right. Wait, I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but it's like once you've lived that way, there are very few people that can relate to you in terms of life experience or having something to compare that to. And if you do that for as long as I did, it will change the way you look at stuff, and the way you interact with broader society. Thank you, King Bugs, for the additional $10. With that, we are only $4 away now, or no, $104 away. We're now only $104 away from the 12-hour show. We also need to get 94 more members, but you guys have 2 weeks to get us up to that membership goal. Remember, guys, you can you can donate memberships as well. Sorry. The West Coast is a lot different. I grew up in Louisiana most of my life, but I got to visit Cali and Utah and see mountains and shit. Things feel a lot different. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean, dude. I grew up in Mississippi and Missouri. Missouri's got some hills, but Missouri does not have. Like, Missouri's hills are breathtaking in their own way after you've seen the mountains of the West or even the Appalachians of the East Coast. Like, once you've seen some proper mountains, you start to get a deeper appreciation for the hills of Missouri, but they have their own unique beauty, and it's distinctly different and, in my opinion, less impressive than the massives of the Rockies or the giant looming foggy hilltops of the Smokies. I mean, the Smoky Mountains are just so fucking beautiful. So fucking beautiful. I don't even know how to tell you guys how pretty the Smokies are. I don't even know how to tell you how pretty the Appalachians are. You have to experience it for yourself. You have to experience all of this shit for yourself. There's another reason why we need this hippie movement I keep talking about, this modern hippie movement. 15 million people in DC, 15 million people on Wall Street. Because we need a bunch of people to go experience something outside their town, state, county. Imagine a ton of people getting on a bus or a series of buses in California and Arizona. Some of them are nomads, but many of them just people who are eager to join the cause. And they bring more people with them as they go through all these little small towns. And they get to see some of this beautiful shit. As they get closer and closer to DC, they get to see the beauty of the Appalachians. They get to see the beauty of the Midwest and the plains. They get to see the beauty of the hills of Missouri and the Rockies out west. Bro, actually awesome to hear you talk about that stuff. Well, I'm glad you like it. I've seen the world from Klingman's Dome in the Smokies. See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. That's good shit. When did you genuinely stop caring about how other people look at you? When I came out as trans, honestly. Because I kind of had to, because I knew that people were going to I knew that some people were going to be disapproving of my choice to come out. I knew that some people were going to give me bad looks, no matter how pretty I was or no matter how pretty I tried to be. I still tried my best, but like at that point, there's not much point in putting a whole lot of stock in how people feel about you.